in this great country that was founded with, Anglo-Saxon blood, sweat, and tears, where did our minorities come from? Oh yeah, we went to Africa and stole them. And so, then what happened? Eventually, we said, oh yeah, we'll give you citizenship with the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. Ha, just kidding. Slavery is only now appropriate as punishment. So we just come up with the convict lease system and put the blacks right back to slave labor. So we're pretending like we are all on equal footing because since we've been born, that's how it's appeared. But in reality, African Americans and a lot of these other minorities have only had equal opportunity, and I say that extremely lightly because they do not have the established connections that a lot of Anglos do. But since the civil rights in the 1960s, that was when they started to emerge on this scene. And so all these people that are coming up here and saying, statistics, 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 look at all the minorities in prison. Well, I wonder why. Maybe it's because we have an Anglo-Saxon justice system that works really hard to perpetuate those statistics and does a lot of things like passes the black codes to make it so that they can put these people in prison. And then we go further and come up with ratios like the 100 to 1. For those of you that don't know, that's 100 grams of powder cocaine statistically more likely to be used by affluent Caucasians and lawyers gets the same penalty as 1 gram of crack cocaine, statistically more likely to be used on the street corner by poor minorities or poor whites. Furthermore, people say, well, racial profiling, it's an unfortunate reality, but, we really want to be safe. So many people that are pro have admitted that whites do more crimes, and whites do more drugs, and I bet they even sell more drugs. And we're talking about racial gangs, and so clearly these minorities are banding together to commit crimes against us. Oh, well, we have like the KKK, and we have plenty of our own hate groups that go out and kill them and are doing just as horrible things. And there's plenty of white gangs too, like Hell's Angels or all these other motorcycle gangs that are dealing meth. We have even more serious drugs, and the whites are doing this. But are the whites going to prison? A little bit, but not really. And how do I know this? Well, I've talked to, at my school there's over 50% Hispanic, and I talk to them. And I break more laws than they do on an average day, easily. And yet, I have a clean record, and a lot of them don't. And so, I can keep going in my educational goals, but they are now screwed because of that little slip up on their record. And if I was black, I surely would have been stopped in some of my shady situations and would have gotten something. But being a white Caucasian male, this system has just bent over and let me just run it. So it's really, if you look at it from my perspective, I'm at the bottom socioeconomic class, so I'm disagreeing that race is completely socioeconomic based, but the fact is that people commit crimes based out of desperation, and it's not based on inherent racial...
Motion to suspend the rules by 1 minute. Is there... Motion 1 minute. Is there a second to extend the speaker's time by 1 minute? Second. We're running out of time. Is there a second to extend the speaker's time? 1 minute. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
No!
Alright, you have 1 minute.
Cool. Does anybody want to ask questions? Cool.
Don't you agree that racial profiling will increase the fear and paranoia in our citizenry?
It increases paranoia, absolutely, in our minority citizenry, but why shouldn't I be paranoid when I'm breaking laws every day? Like, I don't understand. Like, the cops should be questioning me. The cops should be pulling me out of class and searching me. The cops should be asking me, why do I look funny or whatever, But they don't, because I'm white. What's up?
Might it be that in a situation where there are impoverished groups that have been historically oppressed, police action might not be the right solution at all to crime?
Yeah, thank you. We are in LA, and that's a great example. Does anybody know about Rodney King? Well, that blew away the white people, but my ethnic studies teacher says we knew this was going on forever. Like, this is a wake-up call to you guys. Get real. So, I mean, just because whites don't see it because we aren't persecuted by it doesn't mean it's not there and it's not happening.
Right.
And it is specifically that the black is arrested because he's black or pulled over.
Motion to suspend the rules and move to one more con speech.
No. Is there a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Nay.
Sorry. The ayes have it. The chair now recognizes Daniel Marshall for the opponency for 3 minutes.
Okay, statistics. They've been brought up quite a bit in the subsequent, so I feel like I have to address them. Aside from the ones that are extremely conveniently, magically correct, but yet uncited, the ones that have been given are statistics that have been collected, as Mr. Dorr stated earlier, under a racist system, under a system that racially profiles. So really, those statistics are just proof that it doesn't work, because there are statistics out there that say that whites commit just as many crimes, specifically drug-related, as everyone else does. But the thing is, when we think of crimes, we don't actually think of the real crimes, like I said earlier. There's white-collar crimes and there's blue-collar crimes. We think of the blue-collar crimes, and they're called blue-collar because they're committed by the blue-collar communities, which are the poor communities. And we always, always, always in this country have gone after the bottom end of the stick because they're least likely to fight back. Minorities have been subjugated in this country for as long as we've been a country, and probably before that in the colonies. Actually, definitely before that in the colonies. So really, not only are they not on equal footing, they're really just disadvantaged in general in fighting this legal system that's been established by Anglo-Americans. And also, so my point basically is that these statistics do lie. Mr. Lunt said that they do, or that they don't lie, but I say that they do because it's under manufactured conditions that are against their favor. And back to the difference between blue-collar and white-collar crimes. The majority of the money that's stolen in this country is coming from white-collar crimes. That's the things that's actually affecting people in this country. The person who's, stealing from a grocery store to feed their kids, and, if you get shoplifting and it's a felony 3 times, you're in life for prison. You're in prison for life, I can't talk, in this country. Then how does that really compare? We just think of crime, we think of the minority when we think of crime, and that's just more evidence of our, racially charged atmosphere that we live in today. So, in conclusion, I just want to go back to my original point, that racially profiling people is wrong because it's not a crime prevention method. It is a method of racial oppression. Thank you.
The chair now recognizes Brendan Pineda for the proponency for 3 minutes.